critical decision that AI has helped you improve the last year within?
I will try to be short, okay? And I think that first of all, the most impactful AI capabilities coming in to get is the matching. Matching as Tinder, as Get, and every platform dealing with the B2C, you need to match between drivers and users. And just think about it. Every single user here from the client side and the driver side has his own preferences. So the matching is the most critical one. Lots of data around it, and the outcome should be very simple. And what was the, let's say, we are talking about it in the office, so we reduced the ETA by almost 25% by just doing a proper matching and much more efficient and productive one. How we did it? We analyzed all of the historical data combined with the real-time data that we have because we are dealing with ASAP, and the outcome assists us and provide a better user experience and of course value creation for the user, which is this is what we are doing on a daily basis.
Sounds great.
Yes. So every day public transport company have tons of decisions, from operational ones, a vehicle is stuck on a traffic jam, what do you do? To very strategic one, like what should be the next route in a city, how to redesign the entire city. But I want to answer the question a bit from a different angle. I think most of these decisions today are blocked by one big pain point that happen all around the world, and it's the lack of drivers. We have a driver shortage here in Israel. About 10,000 drivers are missing in Israel. We have about 10,000 drivers missing in Italy. We have tens of thousands of drivers missing in Germany and in the US, and it happens all around the world. Less and less drivers in public transport. And I want to answer how AI actually helps with this problem. We asked drivers, hundreds of drivers. We went on a survey and asked them, what makes you leave the job? What makes you stay? Because if you don't have drivers, you can't really make almost any decision. You can create the best route you want in the world, but if you don't really have drivers to execute, you won't be able to make those changes. Many of the things that when you're saying, hey, why this bus doesn't go in higher frequency, why I don't have new route, is because of the lack of drivers. So apparently, the reasons behind that is because of the schedules. Drivers don't want to drive the shifts that public transit offers them today, short shift, split shift, things like that. And these are something that AI and technology is really helpful by optimizing and creating better shifts for drivers, not necessarily for better operation, but just for drivers to retain them, and by that allowing all the best decisions we can have in great public transport.
Great. Neil?
I will take an example which related to productivity. I'm not going to touch the product for a second, and I will try to explain one of the challenges that we had at Movit. So as I said before, Movit provides service in so many cities. In order to provide public transit service in so many cities, we need to integrate with tens of thousands of data sources worldwide. And the fact that we need to integrate with so many sources, that by the end of the day we do not control those sources, we can think about a situation that some of those services are solid and they work, and some of them are not. If I will go 3-4 years back, we had an amazing monitor that every day that we wake up in the morning and we saw the amount of sources that didn't work. And from this point, we had to put resources, operation, engineering in order to go ahead and solve this issue. With the new technology, with the AI technology, we managed to create a huge change, and we use a word that I assume that the R&D will continue to use more and more, and this is the agentic approach. So think about the following process. There is an initial agent that go ahead and traverse all the sources that we need to go ahead and ensure that they are up and running. And if all the sources are up and running, we are good. But anytime there are sources that they do not work. So there is an execution of additional service that now will go ahead and check each one of those problematic fits, and he will fix them automatically. Fix them automatically can be changing API, or it can be rewrite the code that doing that implementation. But there are some cases that even rewrite the code doesn't work, and in that code we call it additional agent that go and look for additional source. This is amazing implementation. We need it since we need to support many sources. In case you provide service in one country, two countries, all the manual activities will work. With this change, we managed to reduce the resources that need to deal with all those ongoing activities dramatically, and side by side, we increase the uptime of the system. At this point, there is no need to wait for a couple of days until we will be able to recover each one of those services. Super critical when we are looking into a company that should implement so many integrations.
Thank you. Now I want to attack this issue from a different angle. If you look at the transportation, and specifically public transportation, decades back, this is a one-size-fits-all ecosystem. And now we have a lot of opportunities to look at that ecosystem differently. So how is AI allowing your platforms to move toward a truly segmented and personalized experience? Amos, I would like you to start on this one.
Yeah, I'll touch it from the public transport world. I think first I would say public transit in per se is not personalized to the individual level, which means if someone change a job, for example, the bus line will not change. And it's in a way by design. I would even say the opposite. You could think of, now there is a new light rail system in Tel Aviv, which is being expanded. People choose where to live and where to work based on the availability of public transit. We have one of our customers is Apple. They have hundreds of thousands of employees. They go to work every day with the Apple buses in Silicon Valley. Employees of Apple choose where to live in San Francisco based on where the bus stop of that Apple shuttle, where it exists and so on, what's the frequency. So in a way, it's the opposite of personalization, like the actual service creates the demand. I think the challenge is how to take all the individual preferences, where people live, where they work, what type of communities live in certain neighborhood, what is the level of income, who rely on public transport, who has other alternatives, and to take all this data and design the best network with the right frequency and so on, that adapts to the collective preferences. So even though public transport will not adapt to the individual preferences, we do look at how many people need to go on a Monday in 8 a.m. from X to Y, and from this neighborhood, and based on that, redesign the public transport. This is what AI is really strong at doing.
Neil, your angle on this, as someone is also very active on that front.
So I think that the combination of AI, user interface, consumer application, together with a lot of users, the personalization is one of the most important things. And usually developers and products can take it into two different vectors. The first one is let's go ahead and create a user application that the user flow is personalized. And I assume that the implementation in that channel is pretty similar and can be applicable for other applications as well. If we would like to take a second and look into the actual algorithm, and in the movie side, there is a critical implementation of what we are calling the triplet. The triplet is our ability to go ahead and search and perform trip between A to B. I can tell you that two people that travel from the same city to the same city in the same time in day, they have different preferences. They can start with different preferences where they would like, one of them would like to take bus and the other would like to take train. One of them prefer a trip that has a long walking versus the other that prefer less. One of them is okay with multiple switches and the other less. So even if we look just on the user side and the search side, there is tons of configuration or changes that each one of them would like to take in a different way. Now if we will do a zoom out and we will say, hey, there is also differences between me near my preference during the AM time versus the PM time. And if we will do another zoom out and we will see the differences between how we would like to manage or travel between point to point in different cities. So we can understand that there are multiple dimensions here, that each one of them actually provide different view regarding how we would like to create a personalization element. the way we have implemented that. So we took all the data from all those users and we created the model that for each user can optimize and create his own route or his own preferences. And we know that at the beginning we start with the basic, and then there is a loopback process that based on each one of the user's activities, we can go ahead and create more and more tailored experience for each one of the users.
Great. Mark, I would like to hear your take on that with a unique perspective of Get.
I will try not to repeat because the one single issue that we have here is personalization. Okay? So platform, as we have here, is who is dealing with B2C and B2B segment. There is like the personalization is the most critical one. And the reason why, just think about how many factors impact on your outcome, on your deliverables. So one is the traffic, second is the driver preferences, and third is the user preferences, the organization. So everyone has his own needs, and you need to combine between them. So as I said before, there is like thousands of and millions of data points that simplify the human being behind it. And you need to connect with that and not to create crises between of them. Okay? So this is one of the things, is the preferences and the personalization behind it. And the second point is the variety of services. Okay? Get, for those who are not familiar, we are not providing only text, we are providing delivery. It's another industry which is the couriers, and very sensitive one, and another product which is Get Together. It's a product supporting by optimization and dealing with the very giant corporates and enterprises. And all of those kind of things are very simple, it should be simple to the client side, but the personalization in terms of the service and the personalization behind the user, drivers, and the B2B account, this is exactly what we need to solve, and this is exactly what we are doing.
Great. So time flew by faster than I anticipated, and we have time only for one quick concluding remark. So what I would like to ask you is, in this very complex world of AI meets mobility, what is the main headache that you think we can solve for the next 3 or 4 years? Or we can look at it from the other way, what is the dream that we are about to achieve in that manner? So I'd like to hear very quickly, because I'm looking at our time, some concluding remarks from you on that matter. So maybe we'll start with you, Mark, and we'll move down.
So the headache for our side, always, I already say that, and I think that all of us experience that on a daily basis, is the traffic. Okay? The traffic is an external factor that impacts on all of us. We wish we have like a few things that we need to push for all of us for better life. It's first of all to use more public transportation and less the car. We need to manage it in a much more utilized way. If I'm coming back to your question about what is the dream, or what is the impact that we can get for company owners or any one of us, what we need to do is first of all to understand that the AI is here to stay. And after the COVID-19, we experienced the one-time event with the world has been changed in a second. And if we're not prepared for that, we'll find ourselves in a very problematic situation. So I personally think that a company which will not implement AI and will not recruit people who will be HR first and not just using or consulted by AI, it will be a real challenge in the future. So I'm calling to us, and I'm pretty sure that we are well prepared and have to work fast and hard in order to be there. But hopefully all of us will be prepared and will present our technology in the right way.
Thank you, Mark. Amos?
Yes, so one of the biggest shifts happening today in public transport, and I see the next speaker after me is going to talk about it, is the move to zero-emission vehicles, electric buses. And it's a huge shift. I would even say that in 5 to 10 years from now, you'll see 100% of the vehicles in most cities are completely electric or zero emission, which is not what you will see with private vehicles, even though there is a shift there, but not as fast as public transport. And the complexity that comes, you talk about complex, the complexity that comes with shifting a whole city into electric is huge, with where do you put chargers, how long do you charge? Two buses are in a charger, who charges first, who is second? One of the issues we see with our biggest customers in London, in Chile, that there are just too many buses charging in the same time. There isn't enough electricity in the city. You have issues with grid, you have issues with chargers. So it's a big shift, and it's a shift that I think is really important, valuable to the world, but it brings with it a lot of operational complexity, which technology and AI is there to solve that exact thing.
Thank you. Neil?
So for me, less headache, more opportunity. I think that, and again, I will represent the client application again. I think that there are many conversations those days regarding what's going to be the new generation of the client application, how users will use applications. And in the movie Vision, and we started to see that more and more, we would like to simplify the way you consume the data. Think about that you can open the application instead of entering information from where you would like to go to where you would like to go, the consumer will know me. So we start to talk more and more about agentic models, that there are going to be set of agents that will be able to manage my mobility. I will open the application and I will get a set of instructions starting with good morning Nir, you should be in Tel Aviv at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, you should take the following train. And from this point, I would like to have the mobility agent that will take me throughout the day, will provide me instructions regarding the mobility elements, how exactly I should switch between leg to leg. He will follow me and he will provide me ongoing instruction. We believe, and by the way, we see more and more directions in that models, that's going to be part of the challenges that we will need as a consumer application in the coming year or two.
Thank you. So actually this panel made me only hungry for more, because I think we're inside a very exciting era in which data and AI also makes us better in terms of operational excellence of the mobility ecosystem, in a better customer experience and personalized experience for the commuter. So in that manner, I would like to thank Mr. Marco, Mr. Amos Hajjaj, Mr. Nir Bratzalel for